Have you been wondering for a while how I might be able to help you in your business? Go on, admit it, I know you have. So I thought it was actually about time that I sent you a video to explain a little bit more about exactly what I do and what kind of options there are to work with me and get my help in your business. So first off, there are a couple of different ways that I help people for free. So there is my free Facebook group, which is called the Business Growth Community. So if you're not already in there, that's a great place to come and hang out. I'm sharing business hints and tips and advice in there every single day. And it's a great place to come and ask your own questions if you need recommendations for a CRM system, or you're looking for a contact, or just a quirky question about business. It's a great place to actually come and ask and join in all the conversation in there. So that's my first freebie. My second freebie is that I have a guide which is all about how to help you to really unearth your value. Because what I see so often throughout business is people who massively undervalue and therefore typically underprice themselves. People who find it quite easy to do what they do, so they just kind of do that typical thing. Well, it only takes me half an hour, so I can't charge very much for that. And actually forget about all the training, all the experience, all the credentials and credibility that go into being able to do something like that quickly and easily. And really factoring in that value for your client is not about the money. Value for them is all about the result, the outcome, the impact and the difference that you make. So if you struggle to identify your value, then check back to the email with this video and I'll put a link in there so you can go straight to that free guide. So free stuff is my Facebook group or my free guide on how to understand your value. My next options are, it's coming up very quickly. Next Tuesday, I am running a webinar. This is a paid webinar, but it's a flipping bargain at 19 quid. But this is all about how to define your price so that you're not winging it, you're not doing it on the back of a fag packet, you're not pricing yourself based on what the people down the road charge, but you're really factoring in all the costs in your business, what it actually costs you to deliver your service. You are factoring in things like experience, and so that you actually feel as though you have a real strategy around how you price something rather than how much can I get away with or how much is too much kind of questions. So that's coming up this Tuesday, but there will after that then be an option to just buy the recording of that. So again, the link for that will be in the email. The next option is if you constantly feel as though you've got lots of ideas but they're all sort of very jumbled, very disorganized, and you feel like you're constantly chasing your tail, then one of my business planning sessions might be perfect for you. Now, normally these are 1-day sessions run in person in Cheshire, but obviously at the moment we're not doing in-person stuff at all. So I adapted these a few weeks ago and have run them as an online session. Have to confess, very nervous about how that was going to work, because on the day there's actually loads of interaction and lots of engagement and loads of people picking up information and tips and advice from everybody else there. So it was quite a challenge for me to switch it to an online version, but actually the feedback was really, really fantastic. So I'm doing that again. And the way that I've done this, because I think a full day on Zoom would basically be a guaranteed recipe for being a zombie, is that I'm splitting it across a week. So it's actually running on the 23rd and the 30th of July, and there'll be a 2.5-hour session each morning. So you kind of do a load of the prep in week 1, and then in week 2, you actually turn that into the plan. So everybody leaves that session with an A3 1-page business plan that covers exactly what you're going to do to grow your business every week for the next 13 weeks. This is not one of those events where you go away with a billion pages of notes, but then you've got to try and work out what to do with them. You will finish that session with a 1-page documented plan. And that workshop online is just £75. If you were interested in doing the face-to-face one, then that is the first Friday in September. I can never remember whether it's the 4th or the 5th. That will, fingers crossed, be at Ringway Golf Club just near Manchester Airport, and that is £195 for the day. I will obviously include links to both of those in the email. The next option, if you want more ongoing support and you're not looking for a quick hit or just a one-off, then there's two options. The first of them is my mastermind, my group coaching program. And this is absolutely perfect if you're looking for a bit more accountability, if you're looking for a place which is a small but really, really supportive group where you're all going through this together, you're facing the same challenges, you're all kind of in the same boat. And the way that this setup works is we run through a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. There's just 10 people in the group at the moment, so it's very intimate, and actually it means you get lots of me time in there as well. And so I'm in the group every Monday, putting in about a 20-minute video, which is a sort of education, a business tips video. And then off the back of that, I'm setting people a very specific task for them to work on in their business through the week. And then on the Thursday, there is a live, 1 hour-ish live Q&A session. So I'm answering any questions, I'm dealing with any feedback that's come up through the week, but there's also an opportunity there to ask different questions. So not related to that task, but if there's something going on in your business, then it still gives you the opportunity to ask for some direct feedback on that as well. And right now, that programme is £75 per month. It is, if I say so myself, a flipping bargain. Like I say, it's small, it's compact, it's super duper supportive. So if you want to know more about that, again, link is in the email. But honestly, I think that's an ace programme, definitely well worth looking at. But if you're not a group fan, if you're either more of an introvert or you're just kind of like full on attention, then you might be more interested in my one-to-one support. So I've got space for probably 2, possibly 3 more one-to-one clients at the moment. And the way that works, obviously, is it's very much individual support. So my packages for that start at £330 a month, and that's for fortnightly Zoom calls where we essentially look at the big goals for your business, what the plans are, what the immediate strategies are to get you on the right path for that. And then every week or every 2 weeks, we're looking at exactly what you need to do as your very next step to get you moving on that path. So again, accountability, lots of support, lots of advice, lots of handouts and templates and things like that if you need it. So I think it's fair to say there's lots of different ways that I can work with you and can help you. If there is something in there that you think sounds of interest to you, then obviously I'll put the links to everything into this email. But if you want more information, or if you've got particular questions about what's right for you and why, feel free to drop me a message on email or through one of the social media channels, and I will more than happily answer any questions that you have. Thank you, folks. Thank you for your time today.